What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of the Bird's Eye View Show. As you can tell, this week, the biggest, topic going on right now, obviously, is the presidential debate that just happened. Love it, hate it. It's kind of the main thing going on. So I wanted to go ahead and do a little breakdown video. We reacted to it live, on stream. We did a little bit of commentary during their during their ads and whatnot when they went on break, or not ads per se, but when they went on their little breaks, we did a little bit of commentary, but there wasn't too much talking because we wanted to just kind of focus on what was being said during the debate. But now we get a chance to kind of go through the highlights and pick out some points and whatnot. I do want to start off by saying ABC News, I feel like their moderators were definitely hard on both, but there were a few points that I pointed out to my fiance during the stream, like kind of like away from the microphone so I couldn't be heard, where ABC, I won't say all of ABC, but the moderators specifically were being a little more Kamala leaning. Like both of them told lies and half truths, or during the debate. But in a few places, I'm not sure if it's going to be probably not going to be in the highlights, but in a few different places, after Trump says something, one of the moderators will then say what is the fact, and it's kind of like a correction there, you know what I mean? And they're not doing that for Kamala. They're not fact checking Kamala after she speaks. So just want to throw that out there. It was there was, but ABC's biased. ABC's, it's ABC News. I mean, we all know that they've been left leaning, this whole time going into it. So we knew that there would be some slight, bias in it. But that's to say it's neither here nor there. In my opinion, Trump got his ass kicked in this debate. Regardless, there's like I said, still untruths on both sides. But
Kraken client support.
From a rhetoric standpoint, in my opinion, seems like Trump just got out talked this time. But
He's here to answer all your questions.
we don't like random ads. My channel's not monetized yet because most of you that are watching have not subscribed. That's why I'm not monetized yet. Skippable. There we go.
Make a big deal out of something. I couldn't care less. Whatever.
Debate.
See, have fun.
Thank you.
Welcome to you both. It's wonderful to have you. It's an honor to have you both here tonight. Why do you believe it's appropriate to weigh in on the racial identity of your opponent?
I don't, and I don't care. I don't care what she is. I don't care. You make a big deal out of something. I couldn't care less. Whatever she wants to be is okay with me.
But those were your...
And see, the thing about it is, like, Trump just said, it doesn't matter. I don't really care. And that's so he didn't, press that issue even more. But the issue is an issue. Politically, the only reason why Trump ever mentioned her race at all was because politically, Kamala started trying to use blackness to garner more votes. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, granted, she does it very infrequently, for sure, but it was noticed. It was noticed in all different communities. It's like, whoa, shorty, you never said you was black like that before. What's changed now? And it's like, well, because Democrats need the black vote. You know what I mean? So it's like, and that was really just that question, in essence, I guess, was trying to bring out more of a hot button answer from Trump. And he was just like, nah, I'm gonna leave that alone.
Word. So I'm
I
asking...
don't know. I mean, all I can say is I read where she was not black, that she put out, and I'll say that. And then I read that she was black, and that's okay. Either one was okay with me. That's up to her. That's up to her.
I mean, honestly, I think it's a tragedy that we have someone who wants to be president who has consistently, over the course of his career, attempted to use race to divide the American people. You know, I do believe that the vast majority of us know that we have so much more in common than what separates us, and we don't want this kind of approach that is just constantly trying to divide us, and especially by race.
Everything that she believed 3 years ago and 4 years ago is out the window. She's going to my philosophy now. In fact,
I wish it showed like the rest of what she was saying just then, because if you go watch the actual debate, she then uses race to be divisive against. It's like it's a little weird because like she talks about how he's being divisive, but then she uses race to her point. It's like you're both pretty divisive at that point.
I was going to send her a MAGA hat. She's gone to my philosophy, but if she ever got elected, she'd change it, and it will be the end of our country. She's a Marxist. Everybody knows she's a Marxist. Her father's a Marxist professor in economics, and he taught her well. She gave up at least 12 and probably 14 or 15 different policies. Like, she was big on defund the police. In Minnesota, she went out. Wait a minute, I'm talking now. If you don't mind, please. Does that sound familiar?
Trump is such a petty human being.
They have abortion in the 9th month. They even have, and you can look at the governor of West Virginia, the previous governor of West Virginia, not the current governor, who's doing an excellent job, but the governor before, he said the baby will be born and we will decide what to do with the baby. In other words, we'll execute the baby.
There is no state in this country where it is legal to kill a baby after it's born.
Donald Trump hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they...
Now wait, let's do a little check, because we know it's not. I mean, pretty sure it's not. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's why she said that, because it's not legal to kill a baby after it's born. But let's check that other part. Let's check. Let's go on friendly neighborhood Google. And what is the Let's make it more specific. Let's just type in the specific claim. Can a baby be aborted at 9 months in the U.S.? Is that legal anywhere? How late in pregnancy each state allows. All right. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me share this screen instead. All right. So, So there's no limit. There's no limit in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 states, and 24 weeks to viability. So I'm guessing that's pretty far. Oh. Oh my God. Ooh wee. I mean, like, it ain't. it's pretty across the board, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I guess when you look at it, it's like, yeah, there should probably be some type of uniformity, because I mean, the possibilities are kind of crazy, and that's all I'm a speak on that for real.
They would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade. And they did exactly as he intended. And now in over 20 states, there are Trump abortion bans, which make it criminal for a doctor or nurse to provide health care. In one state, it provides prison for life. Trump abortion bans that make no exception even for rape and incest, which understand.
See, that I don't like. That I don't like. Because number one, there have always been very clear exceptions for abortions, and when it comes to the life of the mother and like rape cases and things, like there's always been exceptions. Number one, she's trying to paint a picture like that's not the case. And then number two, it's like calling it Trump's abortion bans are kind of crazy, because he's not banning anything. What Trump did was give the power back to the states. So if you want to be mad at somebody for a specific ban, then be mad at that state. Be mad at them folks. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, I guess you can lay some blame on it because he gave the power back to the states. But for 50 years, that's what the argument was. Less federal government, less federal government power over women's bodies. All right, so you got to give the power to somebody, because I mean, like, healthcare has to have some type of regulation. And I know you're gonna, why should anybody have power over a woman's body? Because there's too many people in America, so everybody has so many different conflicting opinions. You have to have some type of regulation. That's just the logic in having this many people dealing with so many issues, and healthcare costs a lot. You know what I mean? So there's has to be regulation there. You can argue against it, you can argue for it. There's good points on both sides, but at the end of the day, there's got to be some type of ground rules to the things that we do in life. Otherwise, it's just anarchy. If you want to give complete and utter control to civilians over certain aspects, then you'd have to give complete and utter control to civilians in other aspects, and that leads to a domino effect. You understand? So the picture that Kamala is painting, that more federal government power is the solution, and that the problem is Trump's fault, is really just it's not in good ethics to me. You know what I mean? Because she knows that's not the truth. You know what I mean? But she's gonna paint it like that, you know? And Trump's just a hot button person. He's gonna say what's gonna get the most people to stand up and be mad as possible in that moment.
And what that means. A survivor of a crime, a violation to their body, does not have the right to make a decision about what happens to.
These highlights do seem to be a little biased, though. We're gonna go through a couple of more, because these highlights do seem a little bit more Kamala leaning. Granted, like I said, Kamala did kick ass in the debate, though. So.
Their body next. That is immoral. And I pledge to you, when Congress passes a bill to put back in place the protections of Roe v. Wade, as President of the United States, I will proudly sign it into law. But understand, if Donald Trump were to be reelected, he will sign a national abortion ban.
It's a lie. I'm not signing a ban, and there's no reason to sign a ban, because we've gotten what everybody wanted. Democrats, Republicans, and everybody else, and every legal scholar wanted it to be brought back into the states, and the states are voting. And it may take a little time, but for 52 years, this issue has torn our country apart, and they've wanted it back in the states. And I did something that nobody thought was possible. The states are now voting. What she says is an absolute lie. And as far as the abortion ban, no, I'm not in favor of abortion ban, but it doesn't matter because this issue has now been taken over by the states.
Would you support
yeah, and that's what I was. That's basically what I was saying. It's like, and he's not saying it's an issue that doesn't matter. He's saying he's like, in other words, it's not in my hands. We gave it back to the states, and the biggest issue with Kamala wanting to give it back to the federal government, it's like, okay, wait until there's a president in office that y'all don't like or doesn't agree with with Kamala's stance on it. You dig what I'm saying? You dig what I'm saying there? If you give it back to the federal government, the government has it again. And we change leaders every 4 years. Y'all America is addicted to change. Y'all want to change leaders every 4 years. Well, then you should probably leave it in the power of the states, because states stay in power longer than the federal government does. I mean, it's like, yes, there's of course still often elections, but traditionally, if you go and you look at the numbers and the term lengths, generally, states stay in power longer than the federal government does. You know, and granted, like in some places that's a little more untrue for sure. There's definitely been more shifts of power in certain places, but overarchingly, it's like, how are y'all gonna react if you give that power back, and they create a ban or a non-ban or some type of slate, right, that makes y'all happy with the rhetoric she's saying? What about when somebody that you don't like has that power and you can't just, move out of the country? It's a lot easier to move to another state than it is to move out of the country, yo. Like, y'all gotta wake up. Y'all gotta wake up. Y'all gotta wake up. It's a lot easier to move to another state than it is to move to another country. So if they put somebody else in power that doesn't agree with your stance on abortion, well, you can't get away from it. Just gonna leave the country? Oh yeah, that's just easy, right? It's a lot easier to move to another state, though. It's a whole lot easier. But let's give you a big idea.
Any restrictions on a woman's right to an abortion?
I absolutely support reinstating the protections of Roe v. Wade. And as you rightly mentioned, nowhere in America is a woman carrying a pregnancy to term and asking for an abortion. That is not happening. It's insulting to the women of America.
What we will do is we're looking at different plans. If we can come up with a plan that's going to cost our people, our population, less money and be better health care than Obamacare, then I would absolutely do it. But until then, I'd run it as good as it can be run.
So just a yes or no, you still do not have a plan.
Boom. Then you have, a lot of people say that Trump just wants to get rid of Obamacare, and while he does, he knows he can't. You feel me? Like, he can't without a viable plan. Now, I will say that you said Trump said that there's been a problem with it for this long. You would think that in the background he'd at least hire some guys to think about it. You know what I mean? Like, he said that they've brought him some type of ideas, who dad, but it's been a long time, and that's a pretty big issue that I believe that if you could tackle it, you could get a lot of support. So I'm not understanding why he didn't bring at least some type of real talking point to that for me was just like, come on. Like, you said we need something better, show us something better. You know what I mean? But
plan.
I have concepts of a plan. I'm not president right now. But if we come up with something, I would only change it if we come up with something that's better and less expensive. And there are concepts and options we have to do that. And you'll be hearing about it in the not too distant future.
I'm going to actually do something really unusual, and I'm going to invite you.
Hey, if in the next 7 weeks, because listen, Kamala got the Taylor Swift endorsement like right after the debate, right? So I and a whole lot of other people think she should have held that until like 2-3 weeks out, maybe a week out. You feel me? Get that last final push for the votes. But she went ahead and had them announce the endorsement now, a little early. And I believe that there's still a lot of time to turn the tide. Like, say, if Trump comes out with a better health insurance plan, like if Trump's team outlines a summary, some type of bullet points of a good health care replacement for Obamacare, Affordable Care Act, then like it would gas him in that last final stretch. This would have been a great time to bring out some type of points, like I said, but something like that, he said in the not too distant future, if that should be before votes are tallied, but like he comes out with something viable, then that could sway the tide as far as the popular vote goes.
You to attend one of Donald Trump's rallies, because it's a really interesting thing to watch. You will see during the course of his rallies, he talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter. He will talk about windmills cause cancer. And what you will also notice is that people start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom. And I will tell you, the one thing you will not hear him talk about is you. You will not hear him talk about your needs, your dreams, and your desires. You deserve a president who actually puts you first, and I pledge to you that I will.
We have the biggest rallies, the most incredible rallies in the history of politics. That's because people want to take their country back. Our country is being lost. We're a failing nation. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating.
So real talk though, like I thought it was just like the most hilarious thing for him to say in that moment while the debate was on. In the aftermath of the debate though, in Springfield, Ohio, bro, they are like actually like screaming for help to the federal government, like and but the thing is, it's like I'm not mad at the Haitians for what they're doing. And I know you're probably like, what do you mean? They're like killing animals. Yo, go do some research. In Haiti, they literally are surviving off dirt cookies. Like dirt cookies is one of their main there's quite a lot of people that their only income is making and selling dirt cookies. It's like dirt mixed with like some salt, think some vegetable oil or something like that, but it's dirt cookies. Like there's literally no nutritional value, basically no nutritional value at all. You understand what I'm saying? So like you got to understand, these are the people that they are letting in, and it's not, I mean, like they're still humans, they're still gonna have to eat, you know what I mean? Like they're letting them in, but they're not giving them all this money that they're like, I know they keep saying that they want to give all these immigrants all this money and stuff, but that may be for a small majority, not even small majority, a small minority of immigrants that are coming in there getting a whole bunch of money, but for the most part, they're not getting no money. They coming in here just as hungry as they was before they got here, right? And I get it. Most regular Americans can't just go get a geese, pick it up, chop it up, take it home. The can't think of it right now, but the people will be at your door like ready to take your guns and take you to jail for that. Usually, you can't just do that. And I get it. It's crazy for somebody else to come into your country and do something that you're not allowed to do and get away with it. That's extremely wild. But the thing is, Trump wasn't BSing. He just said the most crazy thing he could in that moment, and it's wild seeing all the reports coming out of Springfield, and a lot of them are dated before the debate. It's just we weren't talking about it, we weren't noticing it, we weren't seeing it, it wasn't being pushed in our face like that. But now it is. But I looked, and there's articles that have been dropping for weeks about them eating animals and whatnot out there, but now it's being pushed in our face, and a lot of people think like immediately, oh, he's just saying some random stuff, you know what I mean? Like, but it's not random and unfounded, you know.
eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
I just want to clarify here. You bring up Springfield, Ohio, and ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Crime here is up and through the roof.
Yeah, no, that moderator lied. Cause hold on, we could look it up right here in y'all face real quick. Actually, you know what? I think you know what? He might have told the truth, because I think that it might be. Hold on. Uh-oh. It's not loading. Okay, whatever. It's fine. We're getting down to the end of the video anyway. I think it's more so of like, because he used the word pets, and for the most part, I've been seeing, like, I only saw like one report, like a woman reported that a Haitian decapitated her cat, but like she watched it. You can go find the report, just look it up. But for the most part, it's their wild geese that you're not supposed to be killing that they're killing. And when he refutes what Trump just said, he refutes specifically that there's been no reports of pets. So I guess that's a discrepancy there. But as you can see, he's trying to use it to discredit what Trump's saying, when it's very clear there's a problem with animals being eaten over there in Ohio. You know
Despite their fraudulent statements that they made, crime in this country is through the roof. And we have a new form of crime. It's called migrant crime. And it's happening at levels that nobody thought possible.
President Trump, as you know, the FBI says overall violent crime is actually coming down in this country.
Well, I think this is so rich, coming from someone who has been prosecuted for national security crimes, economic crimes, election interference, has been found liable for...
That man is a criminal. That man is a criminal. But the thing is, what I hate about how, like, everybody's like, oh, he's a criminal, this, that, and the third. It's like, yeah, he did some crimes. But it's like, each and every one of y'all watching this video do a crime. Every time y'all get in y'all car, y'all go to speed limit. Y'all go to speed limit. Y'all go to speed limit. But y'all ain't hurting nobody. Even though you could get an accident and hurt somebody, but y'all ain't hurting nobody. What's the rationale to say that you can't run for president? I mean, yeah, his crimes are a little different, but like, yeah, all his crimes were to kind of either hide or make more money. When you speeding, you trying to get to work. You trying to hurry up and get to that money. Or try to hurry up and do something stupid. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I just want everybody to think about your own little rationale. You know what I mean? It's like, yes, Trump's a criminal, but so are you. You just ain't got caught for it. And the thing is, the biggest thing about this is, Trump would have never gotten caught for any of all this stuff if he didn't run for president. If he just, the undervaluing of the properties, the fraud, like all of that would have went under the rug had he not ran for president. So it's like, think about it. You think they would have went for Trump for this if he wasn't president? No. You know what I'm saying? And you think the Fed wouldn't kind of have an inkling of his undervaluement still and not say nothing? Because he's not running for president and they don't care? Come on.
Assault, and his next big court appearance is in November at his own criminal sentencing. Understand, this is someone who has openly said he would terminate, I'm quoting, terminate the Constitution of the United States,
snap.
that he would
We're pulling up on
weaponize
30
the
minutes.
Department
You know
of
what that
Justice
means.
against
You know
his
what that means? Pulling up on 30 minutes, that means we got to do a part 2. So we're going to do a part 2 to this video right here, breaking down all the biggest highlights from the debate. So make sure you tune back in, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that bell icon so you get notified when I post again. I love y'all. Make sure you're kind to somebody today. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one.